Welcome everyone to our Rally Cry halftime show.
Howdly doodly.
Howdly, yes, that. Magical, you were saying that you've never had a tarot card reading, right?
Oh. No, I have not, actually. I kept calling it taro because I now realize why I was calling it that, because I'm so used to boba and getting taro-flavored drinks.
Well, I mean, nah, it's still as egregious as Sierra. I'm sorry.
I like that. Woo!
I was gonna throw you a bone, Magical, and I decided no.
Let me also say, we were talking about different languages we could speak, and I'm so used to, like, now Japanese, where it's like T-A is ta, not te. So tarot just doesn't sound right to me.
I see. Well, it is right. So ratio, I don't know.
Ratio fell off. Get good. All of the good stuff. But
I can't fall off. I'm not sitting in a chair.
You can fall off your feet.
I mean, fall down.
There was the moment where I was fully expecting to just see Magical just gone. Like
he just falls. Oh, there it is.
A moment too late. But in spirit of that, Magical requested that we do some tarot card readings for our players. So, quick reminder for you two, as well as anyone watching, I'm going to shuffle up the deck. One of you is going to ask a question about these teams, these players, their future, and the other person is going to answer interpretive, because the cards are interpretive. Please remember that. Based off the cards I pull, okay?
Okay. Can I start?
You asking the question or doing the interpreting?
Asking the question.
All right, sure. Let's go for it.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Beat down, please tell me how mirror will do above all.
I mean, I guess above all, you answered your own question. He was good in game one. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you have to wait for the cards, beat down. What are you trying to interpret off of?
Cook.
I thought you asked the question.
No, Magical's asking the question, and you interpret based off the cards.
Oh, that's easy. I mean, Mir's cooking up something delicious right now. I'm rubbing my tummy just thinking about what he did in game one and how that's going to culminate in game two. And he's going to take me to Popeyes after.
All right, I don't know what that has to do with it, but I get the cooking part.
Hey, Sierra, put the cards back up for a second. Could you please?
I'm worried.
What's that card in her left hand, huh?
No, the cooking one.
What does it say?
Chicken.
That's what I thought. Sierra, next set, please.
All right. Reminder that these are interpretive. Yes, I did in fact pull the death card out of this deck, but they are still interpretive. You don't have to say exactly what's on the card, all right?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Listen up for Beatdown. All right, Beatdown. Now you ask a question for Magical to interpret here.
All right, let's see. I'm going to ask you like a normal person and not like this is Snow White, so... all right. Is Prismal gonna play? How's Prismal gonna do next game? He was on an Enchanter this game. Didn't look as great. Do we see him pull out something more engage heavy?
Ooh, I like this question for Magical too, because Magical talks
Magical's
very highly.
the Prismal guy, right?
Yeah, Magical talks really highly of Prismal. So let's see what the cards say.
I love the cat drawing.
I was pretty impressed with that, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so, I could always make a joke that they're salty about the play, so like Sierra's cat, they're just going to turn off the PCs of Team Liquid Challengers. But I could also make this more about, like, let's continue to channel the energy of the cat, right? What do you do when you're mad and you're salty, right? You cause chaos. Exactly, B. You already answered it before I could even say it. And so, when you go into this game, yes, this is when you play more of the engaged champions. I feel like this is where you say, Prismal, you're not going to be on the Lulu this time. We're going to get you something that can be far more aggressive. Maybe they want to first pick the Rakan if they're on blue side. Or maybe they want to get that on red side if they decide to switch it up. But either way, I think they get him on something like that. Maybe even the Nautilus would be good. He still plays very aggressively on that style. I think that's really what we need to look for from Prismal looking at this game, especially if they want to really help out Array early into the game, because sadly, it just felt really uninteractive from Array and Prismal, where we've seen a lot of the successes of Golden Gardens have been based off the proactivity these two laners, these two players have together.
Very, very well spoken. I almost forgot where the salt and the cats linked into that.
I'm gonna, Sierra, I don't know about you.
You said it was interpretive.
No, I don't know about you, Sierra, but there was not enough food mentioned in this one, so thumbs down.
I mean, do you want to rephrase that a little bit, Beatdown?
Yeah, no, it was more about the salt, you feed the cat food. Come on.
I don't think you feed cat that salty of food. That's probably bad for their stomachs.
No, the salt is for you. Come on, Alex. I need you to keep up here.
Sarah, you're with me on this one, right?
Yeah, this might be the only time that I ever agree with Magical on a broadcast. So
hey, that was your choice. Don't put that on me. You can stay on Team Crazy all you want.
You're the one who was.
You're the one who went on the
deep
end there, Pete.
The deep end? Feeding cats is on the deep end?
All right,
Do you
Magical,
not
I can't
feed your
believe
cats,
that you and I are the sane ones on this broadcast. All right, Magical. Next question for the for Beatdown over there on his lone island.
Okay. So let's see, Pete. What do you think is going to be the difference maker between these two teams going into Game 2?
Ooh, I like that question.
Very open-ended. I like it.
All right.
Can I sneak food into it? Oh, I guess I can't. Ooh. So, I think Team Liquid are going to stop everything Golden Guardians are looking to do, much like they did in Game 1. And, I mean, when they win the series, I'm sure Stacy, APA's mom, is going to say, oh, look at these Angels. They won 2-0. Good for them.
Okay, that doesn't say how they're going to make it.
How they're going to win?
Right.
Yeah, I said they're going to play the early game. Again.
Just said they're going to stop what they do.
They're going to stop what Golden Guardians do.
Yeah.
Like they did in Game 1.
Which is?
Their game plan. I don't know what their game plan is Game 2. I can't see the future.
What's the whole point of the cards?
That's the whole point of the cards.
What? So I'm supposed to just tell you what? Okay, how about
I get this. This is my first time doing it.
Let me just tell you exactly what Golden Guardians are going to draft. Let me tell you exactly what their level 1 is going to be. Yeah. Okay. Take notes, Magical. First thing they're going to do is they're going to draft a comp that spells Magical sucks, and that's going to be it. They're going to win the game.
I don't think there's enough characters.
Use the bands as well.
Beatdown's bad at tarot cards and League. I mean, that's incredible.
Hey, hold on. I'm better than both of you. I don't need this.
I don't know about that. My tank Lilia.
Magical, I've watched you play. I laned against you, and you did not win. And tank also, Lilia. I've watched you play. You lost.
Doesn't matter. It was still
great. You did nothing. All
right. Do y'all want to do one more round of questions before we head into things? Even if you want to open up to something, it's a little more personal to you.
It's Beats.
You can.
Each time to ask the question.
All right.
Oh, right.
Open-ended, whatever you want.
Yes, whatever I want. Will Golden Guardians tie the series, and how?
They can't tie it. There has to be a winner. It's best of 3.
I mean, win the second game, Alex.
Okay, there you go. Easily, they're gonna cause a chaos storm, and it's gonna be a danger to Team Liquid, where they're just gonna be like, oh no, they've come back in the series. The momentum is now on Golden Guardian's side. Easy. I don't even need to go any further.
Starting to sound like Beatdown with these.
Okay, good. I was actually like eyeing you, Sierra. I'd be like, all right, what are you gonna say about that one, huh?
I'll be honest.
I kept it shorter because I know we're getting close to game starting.
All right, respect. All right, well then, last question, real quick before we head off to draft.
All right, Sarah, how's your day gonna be?
Hey.
So wait, Beatdown has to answer how my day is gonna be?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay.
So cash? I'm not gonna be upset about that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you were talking about wanting to buy some Pokemon memorabilia. I mean, we're working today. It's going to be from Japan. It has to cross the ocean, and you're going to just be laughing about it. It's going to be great.
Not going to lie, I have put way too many things in my cart. So, yeah, that sounds about right.
Let's go.
It's time, though, in our Game 2 to see if there can be the chance for Golden Guardians to bring us into a Game 3, or if it's going to be Team Liquid all the way advancing into the next round. Let's go.
All right, thank you, Sierra. It was fun doing the tarot card readings. I hope I said it right that time. But we get into game. Hey, we get into game 2, and looking at this game, we got to look at the changes that Golden Guardians can bring to the table here. Because last game, it just felt like they had some ideas. Concept did a good job in the lane phase initially, but it was really how the bot lane slowly but surely was starting to bleed out, where Arrow was able to get those early plates pretty effectively. And then also the fact that you were able to get great plays just across the board for all of Team Liquid that made it really difficult for Golden Guardians to stand up to them.
And so part of the thing is like Array and Prismal I thought were laning fine. And even the draft overall from Golden Guardians was okay. Like the game plan they were going for made sense. There was a lot of rotating to try and secure the best Herald play for Prismal that ended up, yes, like you said, bleeding gold away. And Mir had that incredible team fight at the third Drake. And it was just Team Liquid Challengers very slowly but surely accruing these leads, even though Bradley was falling behind on the top side. It was just them playing the early game better, playing the map better, and they took everything they wanted that game. So Golden Guardians, it's going to be more about your actual execution of your early game plan.
As we get into the draft here, nothing's changed at all between both sides. Golden Guardians don't feel like what had happened last game was really based off the champions themselves. Just maybe the errors that you were talking about, like trying to roll swap around, trying to get people into different lanes so they could try to answer some of those plays around the Rift Herald might have been really what was the folly for the team. Having Array back on to that Zeri, his Zeri is still really good. It's just we didn't really get to see much of it last game because he wasn't able to actually have that pop-off performance. He was falling behind in the lane phase, having tried the lane swap, what was it, 3 times?
Like that. There was a lot of moving around the map, but it was a tough one. And even though Young having a little fun on the hover, pretty confident it's going to be the Lulu once more for Prismal. And we saw what it was able to do in some of these fights. You give it to Rosethorn, who jumps on top of somebody, that extra CC comes through, and you can hopefully blow them up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw a salty run back here, where we just see exact same comp from both sides and give Golden Guardians that second chance at their plan.
Could be. I mean, this is usually when we see things change, though, is when we get to the second part of the draft of bans, where we'll see maybe a bit of adaptation from both squads. Maybe not have Young on something like the Orianna that he didn't feel nearly as comfortable on. We saw that APA was able to get some leads against them, but with the ban showing so far, it's all the same. Silas, Akali, and Cassiopeia as well. I wonder if they want to ban away that Ziggs from APA this time around, even though it didn't really feel like the Ziggs was the critical member of the team.
Right. I mean, it got that push early on that kind of helped Mir be that move around the map and go for the invades he went for. So it makes sense to get rid of. It's just going to be the Ahri that was taken away from APA in that last game. So you're still plenty of champions that APA will be comfortable on. You have that mobility, you have that playmaking, and you have that ability to follow up on the Wukong. It's not as simple as Vi Ahri, but it's just as powerful.
Oh, but here we get Young's comfort champion in Aurelia. Bust out here up against Ahri, which, I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with that matchup.
I mean, from my experience, because I used to play a lot of Ahri too. It's not bad. The thing you have to dodge is the E, that flawless duet. That's the biggest thing to worry about, and you got to hold your charm if you do get stunned, because it is pretty easy to get bursted down very quickly. That's Aurelia in most lanes in a nutshell, but that's what APA is looking to play for. Once you're level 6, you're Ahri, you're so hard to kill. It's chill.
Oh, and here, I thought the Scion was what we were going to get from Bradley, but we get Gwen, another champion that he performed very well on last year. We looked to last spring when Gwen was pretty much seen in every single draft. This is something that I think Bradley and Soul were two of the best players when it came to Gwen play. Even though she was very powerful at the time, they also were able to take her to an extra level on top of it.
Right, and it's interesting too, 2 games in a row, we're seeing Bradley not go for the tank matchup, but for more of a scaling type of champion here in the Gwen, and it's a good matchup into the K'Sante, because Gwen is a tank buster, and you're good, so you're going to be good at dealing damage onto Rosethorn, onto Concept, and because of the Irelia we're seeing as well, you see Golden Guardians have this comp where you have a lot of dive threat, a lot of dive potential, and Gwen is really good at answering that, and that's part of the pick too.
Yeah, the only thing that they do truly lack is going to be that big, beefy front line for TLC, which gives even more power over to Young on this Aurelia alongside Array on Zeri. do or die matchup. I love seeing comfort come out of these players, especially looking at Golden Guardians Challengers. They have their backs up against the wall, losing this single game, similar to yesterday when they faced off against IMTC, that dropping that game too would have been it. They would have been over, and they got so far behind initially in that game too, only to bounce back and still win that one.
Right, and now this time around, TLC looking like they are poised to go for the 2-0. Not that I think their comp is like that much stronger than Golden Guardians. It's just the gameplay we saw from game 1 from this team was really strong and convincing. The early game plan has always gone so well for this team, and it's something that Cubby talked about it a lot. I was really just expecting this team to do much better in playoffs because of that focus on the early game.
As you can see, we do have a bit of a game delay, just a couple technical issues that hopefully will get resolved soon. A headset issue is what I'm hearing is the issue. Well, not hearing it from my headset. I'm reading it on my monitor.
Same thing. They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. Now they know. But let's talk a little bit more about these players and kind of look at Golden Guardians as a team, because this is a team that we talked about before. They were a dark horse. I was calling them the dark horse of the regular season for a long time, because they had started off the season pretty poorly. Didn't look like the best performance. But as you had rightfully called out, after the first couple weeks, that's when we started seeing them get that power. They looked so much stronger. They were getting a far better identity as a team, and a lot of that was following off the shot calling of Prismal as the leader. And so I ask you before we toss this at break and get ready for this, Pete, what do you think that Golden Guardians can do with this draft to compete against Team Liquid?
The big thing for me is going to be getting control over that mid lane, because Young is on a very comfortable matchup for him. Like, he plays the Irelia, he's that melee specialist we talk about, and he has that potential to be able to really pop off in this game. And that's kind of what I'm looking for here, so they can get that lead early on.
Well, we'll see if that's going to be the case, but we're going to toss to a break so we can get this resolved. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to another NA Talent Update Playoffs Edition. Now, I know we said goodbye for a few weeks. We had Kangas take over, and, well, there are a couple others that we have forgotten about. Can't forget about this part of North America. So, want to welcome back the Canadians.
Thanks, Cubby. Up here in Canada, we don't tend to have the greatest luck when it comes to our playoffs. Good thing we're esports casters and have lots of great Canadian talent in the NACL.
Cloud9 Challengers was our top seed going into playoffs, and oh, look at that, eh? A Canadian jungler. You can't tell me Tomio being on this team is just a coinkydink.
Oh, what about our top provisional team? Cincinnati may be in Ohio, but the fear comes from Faisal. Not every day a rookie steps into this league and does this well, eh?
Dignitas has been one of our top teams, all split, and is looking great so far in playoffs. And to no surprise, check out that bot lane, Sierra. 2 Canadians, Spawn and Diamond, a fantastic duo.
They might have 2 Canadians, but oh, look at FlyQuest Challengers. They have 3 Canadians. That might be the most of any squad.
Oh wait, AoE Gold has 3 as well, and these 2 teams are playing each other soon. That's gonna be a crazy Canadian showdown. I can't wait to watch it.
Oh wait. Deep down, these teams are in the lower bracket. One of them's getting eliminated.
Oh, sorry.
With playoffs in full swing, we have said goodbye to 4 of our teams in the North American Challengers League. So, to get a full diagnostic on what went wrong and what to see from them later, we picked up Steve the Recruiter to get his thoughts.
All right, end of the split. We got some performance reviews to get through, so let's get started. It's no lie, CLG Faith had a rough split. With a total of 3 roster changes across 3 different roles, the team just wasn't able to hit their stride by playoffs. That said, in the lower bracket, they picked up a win against Wildcard, the second best provisional team. But they still have a target on their back for relegations. I look forward to the continued growth of NXI on his return to competitive and for newcomers like Sketch and Aaron. Oh, Fly Fam, the team that could have ended with way more wins, but whose lack of experience held them back. But don't hold that against them, because a team with semi-pro rookies in both solo lanes and 3 different junglers this split managed to win more than a few early games. I'll be watching players like Lunacia and Hyper closely in relegations, as I expect scouts on Challengers teams will too. We were all excited when after the NACL tryouts, TL announced that they were also building the TL First team. With 1 roster swap midway through the split, I feel that despite their lack of wins, Aspect in particular showed solid development. They were never expected to be contenders, but they showed promise of bigger things to come. Also, Sturdy's still got it. Unfortunately, EG just never got their full roster together due to visa issues, and despite Ryoma joining the team mid-split and performing well, they couldn't end the season strong. Also, the meta never suited their star jungler Shaden, but from what we've heard behind the scenes, the growth of these players this split was more about establishing a positive team environment. Give them another split, and I would not be surprised to see them top 6 in summer, especially if King is able to make it.
His name's Neo because he might be the chosen one. A fight that started with an engage on him, ended with his own pentakill, and that is our big booty of the week.
Yar! Welcome into the big booty of the week. And for this week's booty, we got a fine coffer to offer. Batten down the hatches, me laddies. There be a storm a-brewin'. These old souls be locked in combat with lily-livered privateers. But the best thing to sink a ship is a spot of rum and a fire in the hole. And with our plunder, our buccaneer swagger with 3 sheets to the wind blew in the gills with our victory. But ahoy, what's this? There still be 1 shark bait left standing. Only prompter to let old Captain Neil give 1 more to Davy Jones. And let that be a lesson to you landlubbers. A blunderbuss full of feathers still be a blunderbuss full of something. That's our big booty of the week.
That's been it for this week's NA Talent Update. Thanks to all my friends who helped on out. Best of luck to our challengers teams as they run through that playoff bracket. That's it for us this week. We'll see you next week. And until then, may your week be filled with positive gaming experiences.
Welcome back. Sorry about the delays. They're all over. We're on to the Rift. It is game 2. Golden Guardians 1 game away from being eliminated out of the spring playoffs, while Team Liquid Honda Challengers, the reigning champions of 2022, have 1 game away from continuing their march in the lower bracket to then get themselves into the top 6.
Alrighty. Some shenaniganeries, as you so lovingly put it, Magical, taking place. Nothing really going to result. Just an early ward, I imagine, from Kim Down. That information being so important. Golden Guardians did a pretty good job game 1, keeping track of Mir. After a while, he could not be contained, and he is back on the Wukong, looking to have that same kind of impact.
Looking at Rosethorn and his jungle path this time around. Last game, he did play around concept. Got him that early lead. The second dive, maybe not as successful onto Bradley. It was a 1-for-1 trade. But either way, it was about putting that Gangplank behind. But that left Arrow and Kim down to wreak havoc and continue to farm up to the point where they tried to lane swap Array and Prismal, constantly moving them around the map. But it only meant that they bled out some of that gold to Arrow and Kim down, giving them more advantages.
Well, it's the Raptor start for Rosethorn. So, still, good chance that he's pathing towards that top side of the map, playing for concept once again. And now with this similar matchup going on the bottom side for Arrow and Kim down, Array and Prismal, will those natural advantages we saw actually come through for Arrow and Kim down? Because remember, we were talking about it, Magical. Array Prismal, they rotate up for the Rift Herald. A lot of gold and plates went over to this Xayah. It's something they have to watch out for this time.
Especially keeping Array in a good position. He's gone for the call as the start of this game, just to get to that point in the mid game where they can scale up, especially looking at Golden Guardians in this composition. They do have good spiking around those first items. You look at Aurelia, something that if she can get that Blade of the Ruin King early on, going to be really difficult for a lot of the TL members to contend against. And same with Zeri, even though Zeri will always be a problem no matter what item state she's at. You feel really confident if you can have an advantage or even be even at the 1 item spikes.
The Golden Guardians are looking to do, eyes especially, Arn Young in the mid lane. He tried the Orianna, didn't quite pan out, and this is much more like the Young that we know. Now, actually has that opportunity, as you're paired with the Sejuani, you can stack those East passive stacks. So it's going to make Rosethorn's ganks mid more potent too.
Even do that top lane with Sejuani. We saw that last game, utilizing that with Kasante. So Rosethorn really will have to make sure that he's matching Mir's pathing And it is a problem, as said Juani. You're just slightly slower than Wook. That opportunity where he goes, does spot out that it was already the smite secure for Roastthorn on blue buff, so he couldn't steal that away. But he's got this information. That's going to be set to Juani top side. You can't fight against me at the moment, because look at mid lane and top lane. Both priorities. We're Team Liquid Honda Challengers. That gives Mir all this ample opportunity. Take away Scuttle Crab, force Roastthorn away from his own Gromp.
And you can see it. Mir doesn't know that there's a ward, but still is just able to pressure. Because Roastthorn understands that he's just got to walk away. Go ahead and play for the Wolves, play for the Raptors respawn, whatever the case may be. And they're just keeping Roastthorn down, which is important here because it's TL who have this early game impact here. They need to be the ones to make use of it.
Oh, as bot lane, they get the flash out of Prismal early on and an ignite too. Two summoner spells blown as mid lane. Young gets the flash out of APA because Roastthorn was right behind him, but we go top lane. Man, there's just chaos all over the place. Concept was able to drag back Bradley underneath the turret for first blood.
Nicely done. Nice use of the Pathmaker, and you get the solo kill onto Bradley. It's supposed to be a good matchup for the Gwen, but now we gotta look at bot.
Yeah, because that play happened top lane, you can look to get flashes and summoner spells in the bot lane as Arrow is taken low and same with Kim down, flashing back underneath the turret. Both flashes now burned by bot lane.
So it's nice. It's going to set up Golden Guardians very well for this dragon. Coming up in a couple of seconds here. Team Liquid got all of them 4 in a row to get that soul in game 1. This time Golden Guardians have that chance to change that once Array and Prismal get back to lane. Also, got to watch for mid. APA Young about to hit level 6, about to have those big playmaking ultimates, and they're going to be important for these neutral fights as well.
Let's rewind the clock a bit, talk about Concept some more, right? Or maybe not, because APA does get caught out by the duet. Thought he would be able to dodge away from that, but he couldn't even flash out of that one, so it's a nice kill for Young. As now I can talk about Concept because he's looking for another solo kill on Bradley.
God.
The improvement this player has had all across the split, all from last year, is immaculate to witness.
That's 2 solo kills in these last 2 minutes. Bradley didn't even manage to get the wave in, and it's unreal. 2 of the 3 kills so far have just been Concept in the one-on-one, and we saw mid, the impact that Young has on the Irelia, how much more powerful these Sejuani ganks become, and now the early game in here, game 2, has been all Golden Guardians.
This is a great step up from last game, where they did have these initial glories from top side, especially Concept, getting a lot of attention from Roastthorn. Got him those 2 kills like he has in this game, but this game, the difference is that has all been earned solo by Concept, giving more free time for Roastthorn to look for plays elsewhere, having gotten the flashes out of Array and Kim down, getting a kill for Young mid lane. And we talked about how that Blade of the Ruin King spike is so important for Aurelia, especially if you can get that lead for her.
And the kill is a perfect start to that for Golden Guardians Challengers. You can see it now. This time, Roastthorn is going to go ahead and start the dragon, it looks like. And that will be the first neutral objective going the way of Golden Guardians. Array and Prismal also going to be on the move to help make it happen. Mir being topside means they are letting this one go. Now, Mir is getting close to level 6. You have APA and Bradley at level 6. That topside Rift Herald fight is something to potentially fight for, but it's hard. Normally, I think they'd have a chance, but Concept just hard winning this top lane matchup, getting 2 solo kills is going to make fighting for that Herald a lot more difficult.
It gives priority in a lane significantly for Golden Guardians without having to have the attention of Roastthorn, so he can then get priority in other lanes, like the spot lane, without flashes. They use Cleanse to get away, but they can follow that up with Prismal getting the kill from Pixie.
Wow, so that's a big play there, even with Prismal getting the kill. Like, this is Roastthorn, who last game, Mir was running circles around him. Oh, wait. Okay, no, the ward wasn't in the brush. So, Roastthorn was having Mir run circles around him last game. This time around, it's Mir who's not keeping up, not able to answer any of the plays Roastthorn has gone for so far. And now, Array manages to get that wave in, manages to get a good recall, and it's Arrow and Kim down who have been suffering this early game.
And this, I'll continue to say, this all boils down to Concept. Concept getting that first blood by himself has allowed Roastthorn so much more time. Going mid lane to help out Young, where we expected them to already look, because you want to help out this Aurelia. but then also getting time bot lane. So Mir doesn't really have lanes that he feels comfortable enough playing in. He's been trying to power farm to get to level 6 so he can stay ahead of Rosethorn, but it means that he's leaving the rest of the map out to dry, gaining no advantages for TM Liquid because he doesn't feel like they have enough to back him up.
It's hard again. Herald earned basically single-handedly by Concept and all the pressure he's gotten topside, and that's both neutrals in these early minutes in favor of Golden Guardians. And Array looking to have some fun with the lightning crash, but
it's because he saw the mini-map. He knew what was happening in the bot lane. It is going to be the knockup, but he's getting a lot of damage on the Kim down, so he trades it 1 for 1, and now Arrow's low. And look at who's here. The reinforcements have arrived. You got the garrison, you've got the damage, as Prismal leads the charge, looking for Arrow, who still has his ult, as they get out the Feather Storm, looking for the re-engage.
Oh, they still got him.
Nicely done. They pick up the kill. 2 dead after 3 tried to die by Team Liquid.
wow, so that's a great. Arrow goes, or rather, Array goes 1 for 1, and Golden Guardians managed to pick up another in the process. This lead is starting to grow, almost to 2,000 here, even with a lot of. Oh wait, you're joking.
Oh,
Concept!
Man, no way, Concept! What has been in his Fruit Loops today? This guy's playing out of his mind, even if Young dies in the bot lane, having overstayed his welcome as Mir showed up. And the predicament there, as predictions are perfect for APA.
Finally, we're seeing those answers back from Team Liquid Challengers, getting some kills into their pocket. They rotate Arrow into the mid lane, be able to get him some breathing room to be able to farm things up, but Array still maintains the lead. And now we're seeing, oh, they want more Magical. Mir and Kim down, they're looking for the invade.
Mir now realizing he has to continue these proactive plays against Golden Guardians. He farmed up for a long time, but it hasn't really netted him that much of control. As there, he had to flash away. Hasn't even used the clone because he didn't have time, and now he dies for his sins.
Oh, wow. The ignite from Prismal. Oh,
okay.
Wait.
Prismal, though, Wild Growth himself, lightning crashed by Array. They thought they had the advantage, but it was all a bait, diving over the wall, getting the stun on Kim, down, flashing away. They will survive, but Arrow gets chased away by Array. The sniper almost there by the lightning. As Array, Prismal, they gain control where it looked like it was going to be dicey initially.
Yeah, and it's Team Liquid. Mir going in too deep, and the ignite is what punishes him. It doesn't allow Kim down to get near him for the shield to save his life, and nothing is going right for Team Liquid in the early game here. In Game 2, Golden Guardians have changed it up. And you can already see items starting to come through. The Mythic from Concept, who is now 3-0. Coming to fruition. He's going to be so hard to deal with in that 1v1 as Bradley has fallen as far behind as he does. And now my eyes are set on the Dragon. Golden Guardians, they've gotten every neutral so far. They want to follow suit to what Team Liquid did in Game 1. This Dragon is next on the menu.
On all it took wasn't even a change in champions for Golden Guardians. There's a change in champions for Team Liquid with this Gwen pick that has allowed Concept to have this domination. And even if you can make an argument that the Gangplank didn't fare too well against Concept's Cassante last time, it was more off the back of reinforcements brought by Rosethorn into the top lane. This time, Rosethorn has been focused everywhere but top lane.
Right, again, these leads are natural for Concept. Now we're at this point too. Teleports aren't unleashed. It is possible for Concept to teleport and join what's going on the bottom side of the map. Help secure this trade.
Young is in danger. That's going to be the charm connecting. Tries his best to stand tall, but they got the pick. So 1 dead for Golden Guardians, a crucial one. And the pincer maneuver by
really
him
nice.
Down. Double kill for Mir.
And this is what TL needed. They get the pick right before the Dragon, and that's the power of the Ahri Wukong. Being able to get the charm with the knockup is going to allow TL to slow the Dragon stacking. Rosethorn gonna try and answer with the Rift Herald, but it's gonna be tough. The Dragon's already gone. 4 members of TL are here to stop this.
Yeah, no charge. It was put down, I think, more because the timer was about to end, and they'd like to keep it kind of consistent around the Dragon too, but there wasn't really much that you could do there. Once you get the 2 kills for Mir, one of them being Prismal, the peel tool that you need to have around Array. They forfeit control over that, so the first neutral objective of the game for Team Liquid Honda Challengers has bounced them back into this game pretty well. Mir, who had been quiet on the map for a while, and you were talking about getting run around by Rosethorn, he finds these angles to get himself 2 kills, as well as that dragon for Team Liquid that will keep them relevant as we get closer to these item spikes.
We'll say Mir's been farming incredibly this game. Like, he's up 40 CS on Rosethorn, and it's culminated in that gold lead. You see the kills helped him get that Divine Sunder, and getting it early is such a powerful spike for the Wukong. So now, even though Mir was struggling in those early minutes, he's flipped this around along with the rest of Team Liquid. He's going to be very powerful, and he's going to be continuing to look for these plays with APA. That's what Golden Guardians have to be careful of. I mean, you look at Array, took Ghost, there is no cleanse on his side, and considering the matchup, of course you wouldn't take it, but that means you are also susceptible to that combo.
Look at the itemization for Golden Guardians. They are getting these item spikes that I was just highlighting. Blade of the Rune King for Young, already in the inventory, plus Ray has gotten himself, not the Kraken Slayer, has gone for the Immortal Shield Bow just to survive and have a bit more of a chance against Mir.
You always go Shield Bow Zeri, so it makes sense. That safety is going to be really important. The lifesteal is also helpful, and again, like we said last game, the 2-item mark is where you are really important as the Zeri. So Array is still building his way to that point, and being 40 CS up of Arrow makes that pretty likely that it'll happen soon.
Rift Herald has been started up by Golden Guardians. No real chance that we'd see Team Liquid fight this. Not when Concept is there. He's got way too much gold. He's way too big for them to cut through consistently enough yet. And with Bradley being as far behind as he is, they had to keep him in the spot lane. And being the one retaining factor for Team Liquid, falling this far behind, is going to help them struggle as we look for a little bit of a fight.
Wow.
A little too crazy on that one. You thought he had more damage, and this has given Bradley time himself to TP, and this could be his chance to get gold and shut down.
Wow, that's really big. And honestly, shout out to Kim Down for that play. The fact that he was taking advantage of the increased range on the Battle Dance because you are paired with the Xayah to be able to get CC onto Rosethorn, and instantly, before Young realizes, jumping on top of him. Arrow gets all this turret gold now, is able to pick up kind of the deficit that he has against Array, able to catch up a little bit more. And this is a big turnaround here for Team Liquid. They were down 2,000 gold, remember. And now, first brick goes over to Arrow, and this gold lead has now gone back to TLC.
And also, Bradley getting the shutdown over Rosethorn, getting more gold for Gwen, who is suffering so severely.
Yeah.
So that she has the Voidmaker now. The Riftmaker, sorry. She's got power to fight up against Concept a little bit more.
And I will say, Golden Guardians, even gold state is not a bad thing for them. They're still in a position where fights, especially because of Young, can very much go their way. It's just about tracking members like Mir and APA and Kim Down. They're the big playmakers where as soon as one person gets CC, the rest of the team can follow up. You especially have to be careful of vision here. That's why they're fighting for this Scuttle Crab. That's why they're moving as a unit to clear out whatever they can, because they're going to Shadow Concept while he takes this bottom turret, and they can push vision into TL's jungle.
Plus sharing some of that gold with Array, continuing to get Array in that position as Zeri on the Comfort Champion. Second game in a row, in a better spot to actually fight against Team Liquid. You can see that once you get in these fights, it's going to be all about how you protect Golden Guardians, Array if you're Golden Guardians.
That's right. Now finally, the Farsight alteration. They'll find out the brush play that TL were going for. And that's why this vision is so important. If TL get the drop on Golden Guardians, again, they will out-team fight them. Now we're seeing the Herald. It's the perfect chance there for Golden Guardians. You drop the Herald, you clear the wave, and you just walk it down. So now you have the advantageous position.
Getting the full charge this time around as well. So now they are the first ones looking for this dragon, but might have been a bit too early. Team Liquid will be here to answer it. Has just spawned, and they're not getting any of the poke to stick. Team Liquid, Golden Guardians, this fight, I feel like, is going to make or break this entire series. Whether or not Golden Guardians will remain in the conversation, whether they can stay strong in a best-of-3, make this go the full mile as Mir jumps over the wall unseen.
He did this last game.
He did this before, and he looks to do it again with a Cyclone, getting all the damage, but the re-engage, they get the shutdown for it. but it's still 2 kills by Bradley. Into the back line. Bradley gets a 3rd. He's taking him down, but Array is the real target. Charmed up, but the polymorph helps him out, and Array can still whittle them down.
Yeah, he can do this.
Array can be a hero for Golden Guardians.
Wow, insane! Mir finds the perfect angle, but it doesn't matter. Array helps out Teamfight TLC, and now he is 5-1, and Golden Guardians are back in the lead.
Nearly untouched the whole fight. It looked beautiful out of Mir initially, but nobody was on top of Array.
And I will say, the big hero of that one is Concept. Even though he falls, he did so much damage alongside Young, and that 3rd Untopo strike to be able to CC everyone, displace them, just set up Array for what we saw here, the triple kill, and a lead for Golden Guardians.
And this just goes into the Zeri gameplay. That's a certified Zeri moment out of Array. 5-1, 2nd Dragon of the game. There's a reason this is his most played champion in the spring split. How good he has looked on it so many times, and when the chips are down, he comes out clutch.
He has. I mean, being an 80 carry, again, ever since his time, even before Resolve, when he played with APA on Supernova years ago.
And you're really throwing it back.
I mean, since that moment, I remember talking to someone from Supernova. I was like super new to League casting, and they were telling me about Array, being like, oh, trust me, this kid is nuts. Like, insane team fighter. He's got hands like you wouldn't believe. And a few years later, look at him now. Golden Guardians. He's been working on the laning phase, which was realistically the weakest part of his game, and it has really improved going into this year.
Even the weakest part of his game going into last year, where we did see the struggles he had, the growth he has had from the lane phase, where even this game, it was a little bit quiet and reserved, but all he has to do is get a part of these team fights. The positioning he has, like I said, virtually untouched until that charm. That charm from APA after people had already fallen was the first time anything had happened to him.
And TLC, they have to consider switching targets. Not just going for that front to back, trying to focus your CC on the Zeri, because it's proven in that last fight that if you don't focus Array, if you don't take him out of the picture, you're going to lose that battle of attrition. I mean, Arrow is falling behind this Zeri. Already 2 items for Array. Hey, Roastlord is tanky, right? Surely he lives.
Yeah, and he also has the Warmogs on top of it. So even if you feel like they've poked him out, got him out of this river, all he has to do is bide his time, wait it out. He'll heal back up to full momentarily.
Let's hang out. And look at that, his HP is back to full. Very cool. And, oh, I like this tweet. Where there's a will, there's Array.
That's good. That's a good one.
Good.
10 out of 10. Now,
oh, Kim down?
Kim down. You look like he was in trouble at first. That's good to be. The battle song popped on both sides with the TP from Bradley. They've got Concept on the wings, and he's looking for Array, but he's done up, pushing back. There's Kim down, trying to re-engage. Young taking the brunt of the damage. He'll be the first one to fall, but we got to keep our eyes on Array yet again. Kiting back the best he can, but they've lost out their mid laner. Their engage is low, as well as Rosethorn wants to regroup.
Wait, this is really good for TLC. They get a kill, and they back away. So the Lightning Crash for Array, it expires. The ultimate from Rosethorn is gone. Prismal's ult is gone. And this is it. They get that hit and run that they were hoping for. They can't turn it into very much. But if these next couple of fights go that way as well, that can lead them to some pretty crucial objective wins. And now, Arrow is at a point there where he's crested the 2-item mark. It's not the Navori that we usually see, but he needs to kite in these team fights. And the Phantom Dancer, the move speed, the ghosting that its passive gives you is what he's looking for.
How much dive you have on Golden Guardians Challengers as well. It makes sense that you want that kiting potential for Arrow, since you're not going to have the defense from Kim down. He needs to engage, utilize that wombo that he'll have with Mir. As now Rosethorn trying to get a bit of vision control back against Mir. He is still tanky, but hasn't recalled for some time, so still only sitting on that Warmogs.
Yeah, but I will say is that he can just walk back in after a couple of seconds of losing that health. A pick onto Rosethorn would be great, because it means you can go ahead and start the Baron, but it's really just pressure and forcing Rosethorn out so you can set up vision on that top side, and you can see it. They've set up the vision so that a Baron play can't be thrust upon them by Golden Guardians, and now they're going to focus on this bottom side. Going to make it so that Golden Guardians has to walk into them, and they have that set up for the next Drake, because this is Golden Guardians' sole point. TLC have slowed it down. If Golden Guardians get this, they are really going to accelerate the pace of the game.
Him down on the flank. Was looking for Array, but all Array had to do was dash over the wall back to the team. Golden Guardians actually having pushed back Team Liquid. I don't think maybe they do. They just start up the Baron. I didn't think that this would be a worthwhile play. 20 seconds left until the Dragon spawns. That could be sold for potential.
Yeah, and now look at Young. He's on a pink ward. They have no idea he is there. And they're taking down this Baron very, very quickly. Watch Mir. We got to watch APA. They have to get onto Array.
They're trying to, and that's going to be the target, but he flashed away, re-engaging the damage onto Array, but they bounced it.
Oh, they're trying so hard, they got him!
Golden Guardians have lost their beat, and Team Liquid rip apart them, and they will take the Baron!
That's what they needed to do, throw everything you have at the Zeri, and even with the flash, Array couldn't live. We're going to see the replay right away, and watch Mir, watch Kimda, everybody, they're on the AD carry of Golden Guardians, and I love Mir because he holds on to that ultimate, and oh my god, Young missed his as well. That one really hurts, but really what matters is that Mir held his ult, waited for the flash, and then jumped on top of Array, and once he's gone, Golden Guardians don't have a chance.
All they had to do was make sure they kill Array, and they did so. Doesn't matter the amount of peel you put onto him. You have all that wombo combo, the re-engage, disengage out of Mir, Kim down, APA. Like you said, it was all on Mir, making sure not only does he bait out the flash and the wild growth, but he waits out before he himself flashes back in with the Cyclone. So now, they get the second Dragon of the game. They have the Baron buff on their heads. They have a 3,500 gold lead over Golden Guardians when it had been such a Golden Guardians game for so long.
And slowly but surely, TL turned the tides, and in one big motion, they have shown us this game state that we're in. Arrow's still down 2k almost on Array. But overall, you look at the rest of the map. APA is up, Mir is up, and even Bradley, after a pretty disastrous laning phase, finds himself up too. And
that's the thing about Gwen, right?
Yeah, Gwen is immune.
Gwen is immune. She can start stacking up. They can start getting gold all across the team for Team Liquid Challengers, while Golden Guardians, they continue to put everything on Array. This game, this series, their playoffs are on the hopes and dreams of the marksman being untouched in any fight, as they will lose this bot lane inhibitor.
And we'll say, as long as TL gets to walk away, they have a lot of gold that they're going to be able to spend. Oh, wait!
They re-engage in Mir again onto Array, but this time doesn't have the reinforcements. They're able to kite it back. They do lose out on Young, while Cassante Concept was looking for his own engage. You've got to be careful, though, because there's still the threat that Array provides as long as he's left untouched. But that time, with Young being the only casualty, Team Liquid will be wise. They'll go back, get another turret, more gold, so they can reset the map.
Wow. And they got even more gold than I would have expected with that engage there from Kim down to get the kill. And even without Array, like, you force the ultimate out, you make sure you have vision on this bottom side, and you find yourselves incredibly far ahead of Golden Guardians. And at this point, your Baron is about to expire, you're playing for the Dragon in these couple of minutes, and you have this bottom lane now constantly pushing until the inhibit respawns. And look at this bottom side. Prismal is currently trying to clear out whatever vision he can, but as soon as this mid wave gets pushed in, TL, they're gonna walk their way back in and set it up all over again. Look at him. He's trying, Magical. He's trying to clear out whatever he can.
There's just so much. He's like, oh my god, why is there so much vision in our jungle? I can't get rid of it all.
He's gonna try. And of course, TL, they move to the other side. They're systematically removing each and every outer turret. This will be the last one before all that's left is in Golden Guardians base. Team Liquid, remember, they started this game far behind because of concept, because of Rosethorn and everything Golden Guardians were able to do, and they pulled it back. Magical, I talked to APA this morning, asking him a couple of questions about how he feels the team has been performing, how he feels about his time on TL, and when I wished him good luck, you know what he told me?
What?
He said, I will not lose.
Well, right now, it looked like they might have had the chance to lose, but they drag back this game, and they are the ones firmly in control. 28.5 minutes in, 2 minutes until either an Ocean Dragon or the Baron will spawn, as Rosethorn is doing his best to try to clear out some of the vision as the tankier member wants to get rid of any opportunities Team Liquid might have to utilize a flank TP.
That's right. Now you can see it. TL just keeping these waves pushed in. Minute 30 till the Drake, and now they're gonna start clearing out vision. And look at this. Golden Guardians, all they're trying to do, they're trying to clear this super wave, keep it outside of their base, remove the chances of that backdoor. But Team Liquid, they're making it hard for Golden Guardians. Now they're recalling. Once the gold is in their pockets, it's just about setting up on this bottom side. And that dragon, especially if there is a fight, could decide the whole game.
This game, I mean, even though you have Team Liquid in quite a firm lead, Ray still is a thorn that you have to deal with. You have to stop them.
True.
3.5 items completed on this carry. Everything has been poured into Ray. This sophomore year of Academy/Challengers now. They have confidence in this player, as you talked about, his team fighting prowess, his positioning. It has to be perfect in this next coming fight if they want to remain in this game, remain in the playoffs, and get us to a game 3.
That's right, and they have their work cut out for them. You see the darkness that they have to work through on the side of Golden Guardians to make it to that dragon. That's what they're looking to prevent here, Magical. They had a lead, they lost it, but there are ways for them to get it back. The name is Array on that Zeri. Also, Rosethorn, you have a lot of CC as well. You got to look for these angles. And I like it. The timer between this Baron and the Dragon are pretty synced up. So there's this opportunity for Golden Guardians. You see them pathing towards the top side. TL know this. They're not going 1 for 1. They want the whole thing.
Want everything. They'll take the Dragon, get themselves at their 3rd of the game. They'll move top lane, continuing to reign control of all vision outside of the base of Golden Guardians. So all they can hope for is a blind fish. Maybe they can find one person caught out of position, but with how Team Liquid are posturing, moving around the map as a unit, is looking really difficult. Even there, Concept was hoping that he could venture out, but takes a good burst of damage from APA. The player who we highlighted at the beginning of the day with his interview from yesterday, and looking at how he is on this Ahri, he has been given all the resources to be the carry for the team.
Right, him and Arrow, they're looking for the turn here. TL aren't going to just finish this Baron.
No, instead, they're going to look for the fight. They get the flash out of Array, but Array's still alive, and they have a lot of damage on Rosethorn as Young dives back in, but he's got to be so careful. Had to flash out. All the while, Bradley and Concept are fighting over the inhibitor that is still in the base, which allows Team Liquid Honda Challengers to go right back onto the purple worm.
That's right, and it's looking like, wow, okay, the fight is going crazy on that bottom side, but here on the main screen, they're going in.
And with the Baron so low, they could look to re-engage, but they just can't get on top of the CL members. Wait a minute, Golden Guardians keep the aggro of the Baron. They're whittling it down, but they gotta be so careful.
They have
Everyone's
vision.
here, they've got the damage, and where's Mirror over the wall, looking for the re-engage, bounce around, Young's gonna be the target, and it's
stolen
by Array! He gets the Baron, but now they gotta survive, they gotta get out of here, and ABA gets the charm out of Concept. He could be the casualty, you sacrifice, but what are you sacrificing if everyone is dead and they can march into your base? Array, Prismal, they're doing their best, but Prismal will die, and they found Array! Team Liquid Honda Challengers, they will not be kicked out of the playoffs. They will continue to march in the lower bracket to try to reclaim their title a 3rd time in a row, knocking out the Golden Guardians' hopes and dreams into the top 8 they go.
One step closer to the potential three-peat as TLC destroy Golden Guardians in this game too.
Destroy them, I feel like isn't the apt word here.
No.
It was disintegrate them and all their hopes and dreams, and how well they had done at the beginning parts of the game. Golden Guardians, they fumbled, and it gave everything back to Team Liquid Honda Challengers off the back of great plays from Array and from APA. We're going to toss it to break, though. It was an exciting game too, but it's a series picked up by Team Liquid Honda Challengers, so they'll move forward, and we'll hear an interview from Mir, so make sure you stick around.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. Mir, thank you so much for joining me after your 2-0 victory to be ending off our day. How are you feeling?
Absolutely beautiful. You know, we just finished 2-0, which is it's only 4 p.m. and we allowed to go home at 4 p.m. So it's really nice.
A nice early night. Could never complain about that. Looking at the series though, specifically that game 2, did you think that it was gonna go to a game 3, or were you confident in that game 2?
I thought myself, let's go next game, because our top laner got solo killed 10,000 times and it got ganked by our LCS Challengers. So okay, well, goodbye Rift Herald, goodbye Dragon, just go next. That's what was my own thoughts, but I didn't obviously say it.
You gotta stay confident during the game.
Yeah.
Say all of that stuff after the game. Love that. Well, we'll keep on the confidence train. Now we're at a point where there's only 6 teams left in playoffs. How are you feeling about Team Liquid's chances going forward?
I think we can definitely make a grand finals for sure, and then, like, you know, who we might win, who knows.
You might win? Where's the confidence in that?
Can't tell.
You know what? Keep us guessing. Okay, well, going on forward, it's definitely still going to be difficult. Up next, you're going up against 100 Thieves who just lost in the upper bracket. How are you feeling about that matchup ahead of you?
100 Thieves are basically just ball lane carry matchup. If they doesn't get the lead from ball lane, they seems like they're consistently losing. But at the same time, they have like Unforgiven, which was LAC best side carry at the last year. So I think if we shut him down, we can easily win.
Yeah. As long as Unforgiven's out of the picture, we are good. Talking about your own play though, obviously fantastic player. How are you feeling about your own play so far in playoffs?
I would not say it's perfect. I can still improve more. Like our coach Jake Spawn has been helping me a lot about my own performance and stuff. So I always appreciate from Jake, and after I keep coaching by him, I will be the best jungler in the NACL by far.
Okay, well, you're still in our discussions for most valuable prospect. You made our list. Do you think you're someone who's deserving of that title?
And from regular season, I don't think I play particularly like great, so I don't think so. Nope.
Is there anyone in particular that you think would be then, or?
I would say. Does it only include like rookies or just every player?
Everyone from regular season.
I would say probably Unforgiven, because he probably the most obvious one.
Since you're talking about shutting people down going in your next matchup, makes sense. Final thing, I mean, quick 2-0, you get out of here. Any plans for you and the team for the rest of the night?
After we always win, we always go to the udon place, which is called Maragumi, and this time since we got quick 2-0, Jake, you're gonna buy us udon. Thank you.
Love it when someone else pays. All right, Mayor, before I let you go enjoy dinner, any final words, any shout outs?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, okay?
Thank you. Have a good night too.
Thank you. Back to the desk for us to close out the day. I love that. You know, 2-0.
Maragame is goated.
Is it?
It's so good. Like I'm with Mir. It's amazing.
Me and Beatdown are 2 Canadian. So
Yeah.
You finally visit LA, we'll take you.
We have Udon. Okay, I'm holding you to that because
Yeah, are
like
you
Udon.
paid Magical? Is that the?
I will actually pay for you guys from Aragami. Yeah.
I mean, oh wow.
All right, all right.
Okay,
Let's
you know
wrap
what?
this
You gotta
up
come
so we
back to
can
LA.
start.
You gotta come
Yeah,
back to
we're
LA.
coming right now.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up so we can go look at some flights. But
Yeah.
2 more teams eliminated on the day as we're looking ahead at that lower bracket. And going on next, FlyQuest able to take their victory into 2-0. They knocked out one of the 2 remaining provisional teams. Now, will they take out the other as Cincinnati Fear taking that loss to Cloud9 and being knocked down into that lower bracket?
Rough series from what I've heard as well. Like
Yeah.
Cloud9 Challengers, just such a good team. And so Cincinnati Fear, even if they do get knocked out here, you know, top 6 is a great finish for a team.
Absolutely.
Like for any team, but for a provisional team, how much this has got to mean for these players, especially because so many people didn't really talk about them. No one was really praising them at the beginning of the split. But over the course of the split, they have really endeared themselves to all of us as broadcasters, as fans out there. This team has done so much work, and we gotta praise them when we can.
And I think these last couple of matchups are going to be exciting too. Again, we're in our top 6. Cloud9 Challengers, Dignitas Challengers are, of course, 1 win away from just securing their grand final spot outright. And I mean, the last couple of matches we have here, Fear of FlyQuest, 100 Thieves, TLC, like, it's nothing but bangers for the rest of the tournament.
I feel like we've already had some bangers, so then
We
the
have.
fact that we're just going to be continuing on forward with that,
So blessed.
so blessed. I'm loving how playoffs is shaking up. Sometimes, you know, some other esports, some sports, you see a playoff bracket and it's just like, ugh, snooze alert. But
WLMs, it'll last for more games and it lasts for a
Yeah.
lot more competition.
Worlds. What? Who said that?
I don't know. Well, at this point, going on forward, it is going to be, you know, a tougher competition, and we want to make sure we can get all of that action over on our Challengers League broadcast. So be make sure to tune in tomorrow there.
Just the one.
Just the one.
right.
So we all can watch the game together as a family.
Also,
all right.
best of 5. It starts
That's
best of
right.
5.
It's best of
Yes,
5
that's
time.
right.
Yeah.
So a lot of league action. Like, love that to end off, or well, not end off our week. I was probably halfway through. That's crazy to think about, but it is at the end of our broadcast for today. So, Magical, eat down. Thank you so much, Magical, especially for being particularly not unhinged today. That was rather impressive,
It must have been hard for you.
right?
Banana duck.
Perfect.
What?
Perfect final last word.
Here, please end the show.
Production, thank you so much. Viewers, everyone at home, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to join along on our raid and be back at the Challengers League broadcast tomorrow for some more League of Legends. Until then, have a safe night. See you tomorrow.